Hi guys, welcome to the Weekend Dev Challenge by CodeChef. So we are in the last part of the Weekend Dev Challenge 25. So in the we were working on a multi-step form project. So in the previous part, we had built a basic structure using HTML with all the uh, buttons, that is next, etc., etc. So here we'll be focusing on the actual working implementation of that by giving a logic along with the CSS is already given. Now we have certain constants, that is we'll be extracting that using getElementById with the HTML thing. That is multi-step form would be taken as form in constant, form step would be as steps, and so on. We have some 5 constants. After that we have to make that current step equal to 0. We'll make the current step as 0. Now here we have buttons. If you remember, we have one button for next, one button for previous. So this next button, what we do is we'll add an event listener. When you click on the next, when the next is clicked, then if the current step is validated, it changes the current step by 1, increments the current step by 1, and then update the steps. Similarly, if for the previous step, if we click on the previous or the back, then again it works on click, and it is decremented by 1 even if it is not validated. Now here we have to update the UI to show the correct step. So how do we show that? How do we do that? Is basically we have a function update step. So initially we'll remove every other this thing to be active, every other steps to be active, and we make only the current step as active. We'll make only the current step, existing step as active. Now after that we have the progress step. So it checks if the current index is less than the current step. If the index is less than the current step, then we make it as active, or else we remove the active thing. Now here we have the validation. So it said if input is validated. How do we check if the input is validated or not? Is using these steps. Now here we have a function validate step where the input will be the step index. After that we have to select all the elements in the input what the user has given, and here we will go one by one. For each item will be going one by one and we'll be trimming it. Now we'll check if the value is empty. If the value is empty, then we'll say please fill all the fields. You can't keep it empty. Now for name, if the id is equal to name and the value of the element is less than 3, then we say no, name should be greater than 3, at least 3 characters. So give it again. Similarly for email, we check if it matches with the email pattern. If yes, then fine, or else if it is not matching with the email pattern, then we say enter a valid email address. Similarly, now for username, we had asked all these fields from the user. So now for username, if the length of the value is less than 4, then we say username must be at least 4 characters. For password, if it is less than 6, then we say it should be at least 6 characters. We can add more, customized criteria, but here we're just going with the basic criteria as to length should be less than 6, value should be less than 4, etc., etc. Now here we have the ID. Now for the ID, the phone number, it should contain only 0 to 9 numbers, between 0 to 9, and then it should be of 10 digits exactly. If it is not matching, then we say phone number should be exactly 10 digits. Now after that we have the submit button event listener. So in the submit button, if the valid step is for the current step is not true, then we can't submit. If it is true, then we submit, and then we use show toast saying form should be submitted successfully. After that, once it is submitted successfully, then we reset the entire form, then mark the current step as 0, then again update the steps. Now for this toast notification, what is it? Basically it's a notification. How to show notification? So whenever the element is we getting the element by id toast, and then the text content for this toast is basically the message what we have to show, and then we just make a class list.add that is show. After that we keep it for 2000 milliseconds, 2 seconds, and then we remove that notification. Simple. Let me run the program. Yeah, so you can see this is 1. This is already in yellow saying okay, this you are in the 1. I'll just enter my full name along with the email address. I'll click on next, create username. I'll create the username. Now the password should be also created. I can click on back and next. It will be still saved. It won't go. Next. You can see how you can see. Okay, first two are done. Now I'm the third one. Country is India. Phone number is something. Submit. You can see form submitted successfully. That was the toast. It stays for 2 seconds and then goes. Now let me submit the program. I hope you guys have understood the solution. If you have any doubts, let me in the comments below. I'll make sure I'll answer them all. So test cases have passed, and that's it for this video, and that's it for this weekend as well. So if you want to practice most test problems or get yourself ready for interviews, then go pro on CodeChef. You can practice all these problems on the CodeChef platform. So check out the CodeChef platform, and yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next weekend. Thank you.